What up, y'all? All right, so this is your uncle. So I'm gonna make this video real short because I'm actually enjoying my weekend, and y'all need to do me a big favor. I need a big favor, please. I just recorded my first online lesson about life. I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time. So tomorrow I'm going to be discussing with you guys. Do you have to forgive a cheater? Do you have to forgive a person who done harm to you? What if a person molested you when you was a child? Do you have to forgive that person? Yes or no? Hmm? Do you? We're going to discuss that in tomorrow's topic on my other channel. I'm going to post it in this group, but I'm also going to post it on my new channel, uh, for better or worse, WORZ. Okay, so that's going to be my very first episode. I'm going to discuss that tomorrow. But for today, let's get into the charts. All right. So first of all, let's go through the news that's coming up. Oh, snap-a-doodles. Dang it. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. Um, Y'all like that snappadoodles. You be wanting to cuss, but you say snappadoodles. All right, so here's the point, guys. On this coming week, it's going to be a short week, basically, because a lot of the news events that normally would come out are not going to be out this coming week. And so that's because tomorrow, I'm sorry, let me re-say that. On Monday, it's going to be a holiday. Okay, Monday is going to be a holiday, and Memorial Day. So therefore, the markets on the U.S. side is going to be slow. It doesn't mean the markets overall is not going to be moving, but they're going to be moving slow. Let's go over the news that's going to be coming up. And so here's what I'm seeing, you guys, and let me move this down so it can not bother my eyes. Let's do this. And there we go. So these are lined up. All right. So first of all, we have Euro coming out with the inflation numbers coming out on Tuesday. We have the odd coming out, AUD coming out with their CPI or customer inflation rates coming out on Tuesday, which may cause a little bit of a spike in the markets, but nothing important. But here's one you got to pay attention to if you're trading the NZD, and that's the interest rates coming out on Tuesday. Then you have the CPI or customer inflation reports, the CPI reports coming out on the Euro and CAD on Friday, which could cause a little bit of spiking. But other than that, not a lot of news this week. Let's go straight to the charts. All right, guys. So here's what I'm looking at. I told you guys the market has been just all over the place, and you can clearly see this is happening. If you don't have the simplicity system, you might want to pick it up. And as I told you guys, for some of you guys, if you're just literally starting out with the simplicity system, just start with the 1 hour time frame. You can see right here where a trade came in. One, we have one right here. One, another one come in right here. One, this one. Okay, and then it just chop, chop, chop. So that was enough trades. Get what I'm saying? Um, and we have one here saying, hey, this may win. Now, if it's in a downtrend like you see in here, and you want to avoid losing or taking small hits, then just only take the sell arrows. As you can see, it sailed real hard. This one was a small pullback. It did make you some pips. Let's say you got in there, maybe about 18 pips, a little quick scalp. This one here, it could go up, but it could bounce back down. So you can't just go in the overall direction of the trend. And but as we can see, the 4 hour time frame is saying that hey, it's all the way to the other side. So what do I think about this 1 hour arrow? Probably. You feel me, dog? And it comes if you order the scanner, it's sold separately. But if you get the scanner, you can just have the scanner on one tab by itself. And let me show you guys this. So I'll just turn on my scanner, simple scanner, and there it is. And say I can have all these pairs showing, and I can go in here, set it on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, let me show you that. See, I can go in here on the inputs, and you can choose what time frame you want to enable and which one you want to turn off. So you can have it on the 15-minute, and you can say, okay, I want to be alerted on the 1 hour time frame, and there you go. And then you click OK, and you can select what template you want to open it on. You can even select what time frame you want to open it on. So once you do get an alert and you click on the symbol itself, it'll open it up to that particular template that you created and on the time frame you want it, and you just do this and voila to the la, that's that. And so now you got all these pairs, and it can do up to 40 pairs, so you can add more than this, and you have it all on one tab, and you only have to look at the charts when you get an alert. That's the convenience of this. So if you want to do that, that's fine, and cool. All right, so let's get back to the sexy analyst with simplicity, which is the combination you see. All right, so let's move forward. So if I was looking at this trade from I see a 1 hour arrow, let's justify it. Okay, I see it justified on the 4 hour because right here, I do see that it is bouncing here, and there we go. Okay, and you can also look at it on the 30-minute. Okay, so the 30-minute could get you in a little earlier. You're going to deal with a little more. Here's a win, a little more pullback. That was a win. That was a win. There was a short win here and this one here. So if you want to put the scanner on, like for an example, here's what I normally do. Go to my charts, then I go to the scanner, and there we are. So on one tab, I have the scanner, and I can move this over here so it's in first place. And over here, I have a verification. Okay, only two tabs open. I don't have to have all these tabs open. So if I get a 30-minute alert, scooty whoop to the 4 hour time frame, and let's see if that would have worked out. Okay. And I'm just showing you guys how you can trade. Okay. Now, if you don't want to be bothered with it, that's perfect. We can just use the copycat. All right. So that means right here is where you would have got in on this particular trade, right here. And you see, boom, you would have shot up in profit. And let's see, from this entry here to there would have been 35 pips on that one move alone. Okay, it did dip back down, and then it still came right back up into profit. So, like I said, man, you would have banked out all right. And, well, actually, I'm sorry, you would have made more because this thing actually said earlier, it's scooty whoop. So let's just say you got in on this candle, or actually, it was this candle here. Let's see, that candle right there. Okay, so it went up, pulled back a little bit, and then shot up from the entry point and gave you 31 pips on that one move before it hit resistance level. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So like I said, man, you can go in here and just set the time frames you want. So if I want to adjust it, I would go anywhere on here, right click, go to expert advisors, go to properties, and then right here, add your pairs you want and set your trend period to match simplicities, and you'll see all that in the tutorials. Right here, this may not, since the market been choppy, I may want to avoid that time frame, and I say, okay, hey, I want to go to the 30-minute, get alerts, and I want to go here and set this to 30 minutes, and I want it to open up on my sexy charts, okay? And there you go. And so once the market is open, if it sends me an alert, I can always go to the higher time frame, see if I like it, and say, okay, I got an error on the 30-minute time frame, and let's move this out. And with this sketchy market, I think for those who's trying to independently trade, this is going to be your best bet. So basically right here, I see this, I would have put my stop below right here, below this low. Okay, if you got the sexy analyst and the simplicity, it's going to come with your trend line, support and resistance levels, supply and demand zones, Fibonacci, all that good stuff. So I'm going to put it right below this low right here and verify on the 30-minute. And I see, okay, on the 4 hour is in agreement that, hey, this is an uptrend. As you can see, it pulled all the way back to support, which we see. Okay. So therefore, I'm waiting for a bounce off of here. So if I do get an alert, what am I looking for? A buy, not a sell. And what did we get? We got a buy arrow, and look what happened. It popped up. Okay, popped up. There you go. So again, you can set your time, your stop loss, saying, hey, once it reached to this or that, whatever. But me personally, as soon as I seen the resistance right here, my resistance dots, I'm out. It's good enough for me. Okay, good enough. Okay, so boom, pull back a little bit, and then boom, right there, I would have been out 30-something pips just like that. Y'all get it? All right, let's keep it moving though. Okay. So that's what my plan is for this coming week right here. For an example, we see this, see how it's in the uptrend. We see the sexy analyst lines are saying, hey, uptrend. It's sitting on support, 38.2 Fibonacci on the 4 hour, strong support, drop to the 30-minute, and let's see if we got an arrow. And that was the arrow. See how it's just sitting sideways? This is why I will put my stop right here below the simplicity zone, a little bit below. So it's just bouncing around, it's consolidating. Try to do a stop hunt, but your stop is below the zone. So you're still good. Okay. So if this thing bounces and shoots up out of here, you're pretty. Okay. So we call this strategy the 34. Okay. 34. Why? You're using the 30-minute time frame for entry. And you use it on the 4 hour time frame. Okay, because you're justifying, okay, I do see why it would do this, and you can see the consolidation on the 4, and we're going to wait for an arrow on the 30 minutes. So you call it the 34, 30-minute, 4 hour time frame match. Okay, all right, let's keep going. All right, same thing here. We had a dippity do. This is an uptrend. We see it's heading in an uptrend. Okay, so every time it hits on support, it bounces. So we had that. Let's go to the 30-minute. And there was our arrow. Came in a little late. So if you want to take this, you can. If you said, no, that's too far for me, you can put it below this previous low, 57 pips, and see if it shoots up. Okay. Not every trade is going to be a winner, but you see where this is going. Okay. Plus, we see a slant pattern right here, which slant patterns, as I taught you guys over the years, slant patterns always do what? Pop up. But again, if you don't feel comfortable with it, just wait for the next arrow. Just say, hey, man, I'm not a fan of that one. Okay, cool. Move on to the next. Okay. Let's see the dippity do right here. Same thing. This is an overall uptrend. This came across. It was up, 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 up. Did a strong pullback, hit support, 61.8 Fibonacci. Okay, let's go here. And what happened? We got a late arrow. So if you don't like that, which I didn't, I would have moved on. No problem. See? That's all you do. This one probably is sitting right here. So if I don't like it, I'll just move on. But it gives you an idea, a little guide. You understand what I'm saying? A little guide. Let's take a look at this one right here. And I had some drawings. And I'll move this one up. All right. So let's move this one to where the arrow entry was. All right. Go to that 30-minute and see if we've seen anything. And there it was right here. And you see how it shot up and woo, 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 woo. Okay, so it told you to get in right here. What was the number of pips you actually made? Well, by the time it was done, 183 pips. Why? Because I seen it bouncing off a level on the 4-hour, 34 strategy. Now we see a sell right here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. And there was the sell arrow right there. And it meandered. And see why I put it above the zone? See this red zone? And you see this green zone. That's the simplicity zone that comes with the simplicity system. I'm going to put my stop above the zone so that I give it room. Okay, so you was told to get in right about here. Stop is right there. That's about 70 something pips. Did you make your money back? Yep, 91 pips. There you go. Okay, so again, it's just up to you what you feel comfortable with. And when I scrunch my charts down, you can see that it was in a what? Sideways consolidation pattern, and it broke out of there. There you go. Okay, so this is the proper way to look at charts if you're going to trade this way. Okay, all right, so let's take a look. See if we see any current opportunities. Okay, because I'm just teaching you guys what I would look for. And again, any trade that I don't feel comfortable with, I'm just going to pass by and wait for the next arrows to come out. That's all you do. Just when in doubt, stay out. All right, we had an opportunity right here. Let's see if we had a sell arrow on the 30. And there it was. Okay, and look at this. It went and hit right here. That was 40 something pips in a matter of a couple of candles. So you would have been in and out of that trade pretty fast. Very nice trade right there. Okay. And again, you can do it to on the 15-minute. You can set it to whatever time frame you want. If you say, hey, I'm comfortable with the 15, let's check this one for an example. This was a normal 415er to me. And every time it hit these top level of the trend line, it dropped. Hit it here. Let's see if we had an arrow on the 30. And there it was. A very beautiful trade. Okay. If you want to play on the 15, you could have got in even earlier. And from the 15-minute, let's say you got in here and you got out right here, that would have been 145 pips. See, just beautiful, 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 beautiful. And all you're doing is waiting for the alert to come out on the scanner, and then you go and verify it on the 4-hour to see if it's worth your time. If it's not worth your time, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If it don't make sense, stay out and wait. Wait for the next one. See, like this too choppy. It makes no sense to me. I don't want to bother with it. Nope, not good enough for me. Okay. Let's show you some bounces where there's an upward trend, where it's a clear uptrend. So let's mark this right here and see what would happen. Because you say, okay, I only want to trade with the trend. Well, number one, let's switch over to the ocean wave. This is where the ocean wave system come in and play in your favor. Because ocean wave is all about trading with the trend. Okay, and as you can see right there was an arrow for a buy and it went up. Here was another arrow for a buy. So if you want to just be a trend trader only, then Ocean Wave is the fan for you. That's 574 pips on that move. And from here to here, that was actually 500 pips. Not bad. See? Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay? Not bad at all. And notice which time frame has the smoothest on this situation because the market has been extremely choppy. Normally, I'm a fan of the 30-minute time frame, but the choppier it is, the higher the time frame you should go. That's a rule you should write down. The higher the time frame, the more choppy the market, the higher the time frame you go to. When it gets higher with its choppy, you go higher with your time frame to get an understanding. Okay? Because it smooths it out. All right? Don't say I didn't tell you because I told you. All right, let's keep this going because I'm going to need to hurry up and get done. All right, let's go here. And I see this is nothing. I see absolutely nothing. Nothing of importance. Choppy. Look at this, choppy. But let's take a look. Right here is where I would have had my attention because it's clustering at the 50% retracement on the Fibonacci, which again is pre-built into the sexy analyst system. All this stuff, you notice I'm just clicking through time frames and they're automatically adjusting. I do not mark up charts anymore. That was a complete waste of time. So I pre-built a system with everything I need: support, resistance, supply and demand zones, trend lines. You know what I mean? Everything I need, and so it auto adjusts to where whatever time frame I click. But let's keep it moving. So right here is where I would have been paying attention because it has many different factors that is catching my attention that's making it attractive. The Fibonacci 50.8 Fibonacci, or the 50% retracement, is sitting on strong support. It's sitting on a strong trend line, which is showing that it's angling up. So right here is where it would have caught my attention. Let's go down to the 30-minute. And we had that arrow, and look at that quick paparazzi for 32 quick pips. If you got in on the 15-minute, which may have gotten you in earlier. And this is what I was telling you guys right here. My stop would have been below this level, but look what happened. It shot up, pulled back first, and then boom, you had a big old move, and it would have gave you pretty much the same thing. So that's why I was telling you guys in the choppy market, the 30-minute time frame for arrows would have been better. Look at this. This one win, two, three, four, and five. Not bad. Okay. So every time that alert came out, see again, one, two, short win, three, four, major win, five. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. Was it justifiable? And yes, you could have kept playing it. When it hit resistance, sell. When it hit this support, you buy. There you go. That's what it was doing. Okay. See that support on the 30-minute? You can also see here support, here support. So naturally, yes, I do see why it bounced. You understand what I'm saying? Keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right, right here. This is the 30-minute time frame. We do have an arrow. Okay, we do have an arrow. Let's go to the 4 hour and see if we can justify it. And there it is. See how it's sitting on an uptrend. See how it's angling up, respecting the trend line. You had clustering right here on a Fibonacci level, 38.2 Fibonacci. We see it sitting on strong support. We see it bouncing off of the trend line. What do you think is going to happen? Typically, it'll bounce up. Okay, that's what it's looking to do. Now, in the beginning of the week, it probably may pull back first. You know, it may do some pullback, so which is why I'm not in a rush to jump into the markets when the markets first open. I used to do that. I ain't a fan of it no more. Okay, but again, you're not going to win every trade, but at least you can see the justification. The justification. Okay. All right, let's go to the 30-minute. All right, we had a whopper right here. All right, so this one went down for sale. This one went up for that buy. We didn't get a buy arrow, a sell arrow. Let's check the 1 hour. No, nothing there. On the 15-minute, did we get a sell arrow? Okay. So we had a huge sell arrow, a little pullback, and on the 15, that was the one. Look at there. And this one would have been a little small loss, but look at these winners. Big winner, nice winner, big winner, a little small loss. It happens. Overall, 4 hour time frame. See how it skipped de doodle off of this upward trend. See this upward trend right here? Which, by the way, comes with a scanner, two scanners, one for when price action hits a support level or a resistance level, and it comes with a scanner, the sexy analyst, when price action touches an upper or lower trend line. So you'll get those alerts as well. They come with the sexy analyst. But here's the point: you see it tap dancing off of this what higher time frame, 4 hour. It's tap dancing, resistance, resistance, resistance. So of course, when you get a sell arrow, look what happened. Fell off the map. Money. All right, let's move on to these last ones and we're done. All right, I'm going back to my 30-minute and let's see what's popping. Okay. All right. On the 15, man, that might not be bad. I'm seeing some action on these 15s right here, bro. Nice win, small win, meandered, nice win, nice win. Nice. Hey, bro, you can switch to the look. Well, let's go back to this scanner. Here's what you can do. You can play with it and say, all right, look, I want to turn off the 30 and turn on my 15 because maybe I like the 15 better. Okay, gets me in earlier. Then you switch this thing here to 15. Set the chart you want, your template, whatever template you created, name it, and click OK. And as the market is scanning, once those alerts come out, you come over here and check. And if it's justified, you want to take it, do your thing, boo. Do your thing. Do your thing. Just know that in a janky market, the 15 can get you in earlier, but it also can bring more noise. Look at this massive winner on the 15. But see, here's a couple of losses, and for transparency's sake. Okay, so this one gave you a little bit of win. These little yellow, this orange dots and green dots means there was an entry arrow, but it didn't work out to its full potential. So the system will put a dot there so you can know, hey, there was an arrow. So it doesn't repaint in a sense, but it leaves an evidence dot to let you know, hey, this was where an arrow was, and whether you win a little bit of pips, which you did right here as a scalp, or you really lost, which this was a loss. It was a loss. Okay, it was a loss. So right here is where you can see that it came in and it was a loss. Now, here's something else you guys could do. I'm going to switch to which one is this one? Which one is it? Jeez. I forgot what I named that template, y'all. Oh, YouTube. Here we go. Look at what I did. Ganashis. So if you switch to the Hakanashi bars, look what happens. It smooths everything out. So this was that little small winner. Okay, we didn't have that buy. We had a sell right here. Here was the short one. Okay, with small loss. But overall, you can see that this was in a downtrend in the first place. Okay, we can clearly see this was a downtrend, right? Okay, downtrend. So therefore, sorry if I move this out a bit. I'm trying to adjust this a little bit so y'all can see it. Well, that's good enough. Point is, this was in the downtrend. So when this said it was a buy, okay, right here, this little dot, when it said it was a buy, if you lost, you knew, I'm going against the trend. So it's not that big of a deal. You get what I'm saying? Because why? The overall was where heading in a downtrend. So if you take those little small losses on the chin, don't worry about it. It's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy. Don't cry. It's gonna be all right. It'll be all right. Okay. It's gonna be all right. I was trying to. Oh, there we go. I can flip it now. I was trying to have these flip sides. All right, there we go. And let's move you up here. And there we go. Now we have a very, very beautiful trend. And you can see why this one lost. And you can see why this massive winner hit as a win. You can see it. Okay. You see it. There we go. So you can always switch to Hakanasi candles to actually smooth the story out for you. Okay. It'll smooth it out. Okay. So right here, see, still thing, but it is what it is. Here's a small little loss, but look at the massive winners. See? So it happens. It's cool. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm tripping y'all. I'm on the 4 to 4 hour time frame. Let me switch this back. Okay. So let's put it back on the 15. All right. There we go. That's better. So right here, you can see, boom, right there. You could have just, that was what, 32 pips. And again, guys, here's what the thing, guys. If you ever decide to trade with this, you don't have to wait for a TP if you don't have the nerves for it. Okay, because some of you guys, you just don't have the nerves for it. Just be honest with yourself. You ain't got it. You'd be tripping. So all this little choppity choppity chop. Oh, I'm getting seasick, Uncle P, and then the thing fell off the map and gave you your bread. Okay, so it's up to you. All right, let's go back to this. Me, with this system, I feel more comfortable as you're just using regular candles. He was a nice winner. He was a nice small win here. He was a nice little win to the upside here. Boom. And then here was a tiny one. And then this one went down, came back. Where was my stop? Above the red zone anyway. So they brought it back, retested, and then the thing dropped off the map. So you seeing how this works? And that would have netted you about 100 pips. Patience. So that's why for me, I like the 30-minute time frame. Okay. Just a little more stability. Okay. All right. Did we cover the last one? And this is UJ. All right. So UJ was in a downtrend. Here's a small loss. See, it's a buy. If you would have took the buy and lost a little, well, really didn't lose. You just didn't make much with a, you know, so that was like 37 pip move. You could have grabbed that. But truth to be told, if you wanted only to get in the sale, that's what you could have done. And you can see why, because on the 4 hour time frame, which direction? It was heading down, baby. It was heading down. So only take the sell arrows. When it's in an uptrend on the 4 hour, take only the buys. There you go. Now, again, you can switch to the Fibonacci's on the 4 hour time frame, and let's see what popped off. Okay, and there we go. So you can see the Hakanashis kind of keep everything a little bit more smoother when you're dealing with the higher time frame. So when it was in the buy, instead of seeing every little red and green candle, as long as it stayed in this uptrend, boom, 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 it kind of keeps you stable. In this downtrend, it was consistently down. So it is what it is. Okay. All right, you guys. I hope this video helped you guys. And again, please check out my Sunday video because I'm posting this one tonight, which is Saturday, May 24th, and I'm about to go out and hang out with Nancy. But on tomorrow, Sunday, is going to be my first of many, many videos I'm going to be doing to help people with life, because I can show you charts and all that kind of stuff, but some people are just struggling with all kinds of life issues and nobody's talking about it. So tomorrow, again, is going to be our very first topic, and that one is going to be about, why do I have to forgive a person who did me in? Whether they cheated on you, molested you, stole from you, used to be a good friend, lied on you, and it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be an ex-lover, it could be whoever, and they hurt you, and you're dealing with the pain of that, and you don't know what to do about it. I know that, hey, if I'm trying to be religious and believe in God, God wants me to forgive, but I'm having a hard time. Why do I have to forgive them for what they did? They cheated on me. I didn't cheat on them. They brought this pain in my life. Why do I have to bear the responsibility of forgiving the offender and letting them off the hook? Or am I letting them off the hook? We're going to deal with that. The another topic we're going to be dealing with afterwards is, I consistently keep hearing couples say we're fighting for our marriage, and yet 50% of all marriages are ending in divorce. So is it really working with this fighting for our marriage? I'm going to be discussing that in a video as well. I really want to help people out, not just with the charts, but with life as well. Because you can have all the money in the world and still be depressed because your other parts of your life is just tore up. And Uncle is going to be here to help. Okay, you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.